video is going to be a much overdue fall DIY. I've been telling you guys that I have so many planned, and here I am today with my first one of the fall 2017 season. So we are going to be turning this super cute Dollar Tree sign into something that's a little more my style. This is super cute as is. I actually ended up picking up 3 of these. I've hauled all of them. I will leave links to the hauls below, but this is just a single $1. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I could give it a little bit of a facelift to fit my style a little bit better. And what I came up with is this really cute farmhouse inspired pumpkin sign in chalkboard paint. So if you want to see how I turn this Dollar Tree sign into this really cute farmhouse inspired one, then just keep watching. Okay, so to start off, you're going to need this sign, which I picked up from Dollar Tree. This is kind of like an aluminum or metal material, and it's super cute. It just hangs like this. And it's really cute as is. It says fall in love, but I think that we can kind of spruce this up to fit the farmhouse style a little bit better, since that's super popular for fall. So first you're just going to take these pumpkins off of these little hooks that are attaching them together. These are pretty flimsy. You can actually do this with your hands, or of course you could use some pliers, but as you can see, they just come apart very easily. Just like that. You're also going to want to pull off the raffia at the top as well. I've already actually done this step, so I'm just going to show you where I'm at with my project so far. So as you can see, I have these all apart. I saved the hooks and the little handle that was on the top, and I flipped them over and painted them with black chalk paint. This is the chalk paint that I used. It is the Waverly chalk paint. You can pick this up in the same aisle that the acrylic paint is in at Walmart. This is under $2. If you're just doing a small project, this is a really good option to just get this little size. So I just put 1 coat on my pumpkins, and now we're gonna do an additional coat in white. So I also picked up the white one. As I said, I'm just going to pour a little bit into a disposable cup. I'm using a natural bristle brush. I've heard that that's the recommended brush type to use for chalk paint if you're trying to get the distressed kind of look. Don't be fooled by the brushes that they have right by the chalk paint. They're very expensive. You can get a natural bristle brush just a little bit further down the aisle for less than $1, so that's what I did. So I'm just getting a little bit of that paint on my brush, and I'm going to paint it onto the pumpkin. I'm not gonna worry if it's not perfect on there. We kind of want a distressed look, so if some black shows through in some spots, that's totally fine. And as you can see, this natural bristle brush is leaving some black underneath showing, and that's kind of what the desired effect really is. I chose to use chalk paint not because I actually want to use this as like a chalkboard, but because I really like the matte finish of chalk paint. And I put the black underneath because we are gonna distress this, and I want the black to show through. So as you can see, I left some spots just bare, and that's fine. The longest part of this project is just letting the paint dry, which it doesn't take too long to dry. So this is actually a pretty quick, easy, inexpensive project that you can do pretty much anytime because it doesn't take too long at all. So without even distressing this, it already sort of looks distressed, which is really cool. And then the divots in the metal are really adding to that as well. Okay, so now that we have these painted, we're gonna let them dry for the most part. Once they're nearly dry but not perfectly set, we are going to distress them a little bit more. I've never used that technique before where you let them stay a little bit sticky, but I read online that's one of the best methods for distressing chalk paint, so that's what we're gonna do. It looks like this is drying pretty quickly. I don't expect to wait too long, but we will see. For the most part, these are dry. They're still a little bit sticky to the touch. So now's the right time to start distressing them. I just have a piece of sandpaper here. You can pick sandpaper up from the Dollar Tree. If you don't have any, you could also maybe use a nail file. You are gonna have to be extremely light-handed when you're sanding, otherwise you will go through to the orange, and that's okay. It is kind of like a fall Halloween sort of project, so if you like that look, that's fine. I am going to try not to go all the way down to the orange if possible, so very lightly I'm just gonna pick some spots and very gently sand down to expose the black underneath. I am seeing some orange come through, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. Just make sure to be very light-handed. So that's about as much distressing as I want on these. I'm gonna go ahead and do that same method on the other pumpkins. If you want it to be more distressed, if you want to see more black, I would go lighter on the white when you paint. You could entirely avoid distressing if you go light enough on the white paint. So I picked up these cute little chalkboard signs. These are meant to make like DIY planter signs. So you get 4 little chalkboards that look like this, and I bought chalk to use with these, but chalk does not work on this, you guys. You'll need either to freehand paint on these or to use chalk paint, like a chalk paint marker. So I ended up freehanding Home Sweet Home on these, and it doesn't look great, but it kind of adds to that rustic farmhouse kind of feel. So I am going to glue these just on the middle of these. You'll want to make sure that you recognize which pumpkin is your top pumpkin so that you put your words in order. So because this pumpkin has 2 holes here, this is my top pumpkin. And then this is my center pumpkin because there's a hole at the top and the bottom. And this is my bottom pumpkin. So I am just going to hot glue these little chalkboards in the middle of these pumpkins. I'm gonna do that off camera and I will be right back. Okay, so I hot glued on my labels just to the center of each pumpkin. I might suggest using maybe E6000 or a different glue besides hot glue, because hot glue isn't the best for these sorts of smooth, hard surfaces. I also added just a little twine bow. You could add your raffia bow back on. I just like the look of twine a little bit better. I thought the pumpkins needed a little something at the top. So now I'm going to hook the handle and the little fasteners all back together just the way that it came, and we will be ready to start decorating with this piece. Okay, so I have all of my pumpkins hooked back together. This is what the final product looks like. I think it's so cute. It's very farmhouse, shabby chic. This is great for those of you who like a really neutral color palette. If you remember, this is what it looked like before. This is cute in its own respect. This is just more my style, and it was super easy and affordable to do. So if you enjoyed this video and you are interested in more fall DIYs, definitely subscribe to my channel. I have lots more coming, and I will see you back in my next one. Bye.